Hi everyone, welcome to this guide on how to find a real estate agent for property investments and to get a 12% return and higher just on the transaction. This is amazingly easy. You'll want to stay on until the end to get the exact steps to make you thousands of dollars when you're buying or selling your investment properties. Alright everyone, let's jump into it. So here's the guide. How are you going to find that agent who's going to get you a return of 12% just on that transaction of your investment, and it's going to be at least 12%, possibly higher. Here we go. First things first, I'm Adam Stoddard. I'm a data guy who also happens to be a real estate agent. I started this because when I was selling my home and buying another, I really had a hard time finding an agent that could provide the data that says this is why what they provide matters and why they're the best in the business. So I kind of went down a rabbit hole. I started a little company called agentanalytics.co. What we do is we look at that data, we do the analysis, and we connect investors and property owners with the best real estate agents that are actually in their area and have the data to support why they're the best. So there's only 2 advertisements here. I'm going to show you exactly where they are. The rest of this is completely for your own value. Let's jump into it. We're going to tell a little story here. This is Jenny and Kirk. They're investors in White Plains, New York. They're looking to sell their small single-family home rental for $500K and purchase a 2-family for $1.5 million. How are they going to do that? Well, they want to make sure that their agent is both skilled, can really negotiate on their behalf, make sure that they're getting the right properties in front of them, and that the agent can maximize their return on investment. Now, every agent they talked to said they'd be a great fit for investors like Jenny and Kirk. They'd say things like, I know the market so well. Multifamilies, yeah, I've worked on a couple of those. I'm the best at negotiations. Price is whatever you're willing to pay. Well, it's kind of hard to swallow a lot of that, especially for investors who are very conscious of markets and prices. So Jenny and Kirk want their agent to prove that they're worth it with data. Now, to actually do that, you can jump into some really great studies. Here's one. It actually came out by the Federal Reserve. I'll show you what they found and how we use that same data to find excellent agents for you. We also find that agent performance varies incredibly widely, to the point where here's a 5 to 6% increase in sales price when exchanging a 25th percentile agent for a 75th percentile agent. This is really incredible, and for Jenny and Kirk, that's $25,000 to $30,000 more on their single-family home that would have sold for $500,000. Now, looking at the purchase side, 4 to 6% less in the purchase price when exchanging a 25th percentile agent for a 75th percentile agent. Again, for Jenny and Kirk, that's $60,000 to $90,000 less on a 2-family that would have sold for $1.5 million. In total, what we're looking at is $85,000 to $120,000 more. These are the combined proceeds and savings from just choosing better agents. Now, Kirk has an idea. What if we got an agent in the 95th percentile? So we're going to widen this. I'm going to show you what a 95th percentile agent does compared to a 5th percentile agent. So the really good versus the really bad. And this is incredible. A 95th percentile agent is able to sell for 18% more than that 5th percentile agent. That's $90,000 on the sell side for this $500K house. On the buy side, we're looking at 15.3% less. This is fantastic negotiation, almost $230,000 for a combined savings or proceeds for Jenny and Kirk of almost $320,000. This is a simple decision for them. Jenny and Kirk decided to trust the data, not any sales pitch, flyers, anything else that they get from agents. They pulled the data and found Lacey, who is in the top 5% of agents in her zip code. What makes Lacey different? Lacey sells homes for a higher price per square foot than other agents, and she's very experienced with multifamily purchases. So how do you find your Lacey? Well, the data is very locked away. It's not easy on the sell side for most people to do. Your best bet is, if you want to do it on your own, is to go to redfin.com, filter by sold listings, click table view, and then sort by price per square foot. Then you do the math across hundreds of listings. It's actually pretty hard on the buy side because the same data isn't necessarily available to the public. So if you want to make this the easy button, what you need to do is just head over to agentanalytics.co. We will do this for you for free and connect you with an agent like Lacey. Now, why is there such a big difference between these agents? So one is the principal agent problem. This is where we actually see with more experienced agents, they tend to sell homes for a lower price on average. So that's because they recognize that it is in their interest to sell properties quickly rather than to try to spend additional time negotiating for a higher price. The second piece is skills at listing negotiation. Some agents are just better at listing, doing the presentation, making sure that there's professional photos, and on both sides, buy and sell, making sure that there is a negotiation process that is in their client's interest. That negotiation skill varies very widely. This is example data from a small town east of Denver called Aurora, Colorado. Look at the spread in average price per square foot. Let's zoom in just a little bit. So you can see agents that are selling down in the low 200s, and then others very consistently in the higher 200s, well above 250, even the occasional one above 300. But with the most consistently, where we actually see a high number of transactions and a high price per square foot, that's what we're looking for in our agents. This is easy for us to find in data. It's very difficult for the general public too. So now it's your turn. Head on over to agentanalytics.co. Find that agent. We'll get you all set up with them. We'll just ask you a few questions, do the analytics, and connect you directly with that agent. You can also shoot me an email at hello@agentanalytics.co, and we'll connect from there. Thanks.